Hi, friend. Today I will read a book. There's going to be some singing that goes along with the book, so I need you to help me to sing. Please put on your Pete the Cat shirt. I see you have it on. Okay. We will pretend to be Pete the Cat by doing what he does in the book. Now, do you remember how you chose the buttons for your shirt? You carefully chose 4 buttons from a pile and counted them to make sure that you had 4 for your shirt. Well, in this book, you will also have to count. And I know that you are great at counting. So let's get ready to count with Pete the Cat. Now, I'm going to show you the cover of the book. So put on your looking eyes and your touching hands and fingers and quiet mouths and listening ears. Look at the cover and can you tell me what you think this book is about?
Well, I see that it has a blue cat that's on a skateboard and it has a yellow jacket on, and one of the buttons that are on the jacket is popping out. So maybe it's about the cat and the buttons.
Okay. Wonderful observation. So the title of the book, or the name of the book, is Pete the Cat and His 4 Groovy Buttons. The person who put the words in the book, or the author, his name is Eric Litwin, and the person who put the pictures in the book, the illustrator's name is James Dean. Pete the Cat put on his favorite shirt with his 4 colorful, round, groovy buttons. Do you know which number is on the page?
It's a 4.
How do you know that's a 4?
Well, I saw on his shirt, and he has 4 buttons on his shirt. So maybe that's the number.
Okay. What do we do to make sure that he has 4 buttons on his shirt?
We would count them.
Okay. So let's count the ones on your shirt to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Let's continue. All right, and there is a number 4 again. And so he sang this song, my 4 groovy buttons. My 4 groovy buttons. What do you notice on this page?
Well, I see that cat, and he's sitting on the chair, and one of his, I think those are his buttons, just popped off.
Very good. Can you pop off one of your buttons from your shirt? Okay, very good. So, how many buttons did you pop off?
1 button.
Can you show me with your finger? Can you show me one with your finger? Very good. Pop! Oh no, one of the buttons popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? There we have, what number is this?
Well, I think it's a 2.
Well, it's close to 2, but it's not a 2 because if you look at the shape, it's different. I'll show you what a 2 looks like. Let me show you what a 2 looks like really quickly. All right. This is a 2. And this is the number that you saw before. So let's go back. Okay. What number is this? Do you need a hint? I'll show you with my fingers. 1, 2,
3.
and 3. Very good. So Pete had 4 buttons and one of the buttons popped away. So now he has 3. Can you count the buttons on your shirt?
Well,
1, 2,
two,
3.
three.
Very good. 3, groovy. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. Show me 3 with your fingers. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. What do you predict will happen next on the next page?
I don't really know. Maybe he goes off to get maybe a new, or maybe he asks somebody to sew it on.
Okay, let's find out. Those are great predictions. What do you notice on this page?
Well, I see another of his buttons popped off.
That is true. Pop. Oh no, another button popped off and rolled away. Can you pop off another button from your shirt? How many buttons are left? Can you count the buttons on your shirt? Touch with your finger.
1, 2.
2. Okay, very good. Counting. Let's go to the next page. And what number is this?
Well, I remember this number. This is the number 2.
It is, yeah. Because Pete had 3 buttons on his shirt and one of them rolled away. So now he has 2. All right, so let's count the buttons on your shirt. Can you use your fingers and touch them and count?
1, 2.
Awesome. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my buttons, my show me 2. My 2 groovy buttons. My buttons, my buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. What do you think will happen next?
Well, since already 2 buttons popped off, I think one more is going to pop off.
Okay, let's find out. Whoa, look at that. You're right. 1 button popped off. Show me 1 with your finger. How much is 1? Good job. All right. So I need you to remove one of your buttons. Pop. Oh no, another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons do you have on your shirt?
1.
Okay, did you count them?
Yes.
All right. Let's make sure it's 1. There you are. What number is this?
A number 1.
The number 1 because he had 2 buttons on his shirt and one of them rolled away. So now he has. Can you show me 1?
1.
Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons comes and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My button, my button, my. How many buttons?
1.
My 1 groovy button. My button, my button, my 1 groovy button. Thank you for helping me sing. What do you predict will happen on the next page?
Well, since already 3 of his buttons popped off, I think the last one's going to pop off.
Yeah, so you're noticing that there's a pattern, right?
Mhm.
That the numbers are going down. And look at that. You're right. Your prediction was accurate. You're right. One of the buttons popped off. Pop. Oh no, the last button popped off. And what did it do?
Rolled away.
How many buttons are left? Pop your button off.
Pop.
Okay, let's see your shirt. How many buttons do you have?
Well, I'm not really sure because, well, we've already popped off the 4, so it can't be anything there.
You're right. Look at that. You have 0 buttons. You don't have any buttons because you have 1 button and that button popped off your shirt. So now you're left with nothing. You have 0. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. Pete looked down at his buttonless shirt, and what do you think he saw? His belly button. And he kept on singing his song. It's all good. My button, still have my belly button. My button, still have my belly button. I guess it simply goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go. But do we cry? Goodness, no. We keep on singing. Buttons come and buttons go. Now that the book is finished, right? This is the end of the book. What do you think Pete will do next?
Well, maybe he could get a new one, or ask somebody to put those back on his.
Yeah, I think that might be a great prediction, right? Because what will you do? What are you gonna do with your shirt?
I would have put the buttons back on my shirt.
You're gonna put them back on?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, count them. Put them back on.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Great job. Thank you.